Well, just a quick update after doing all of the greenhouse and changing it all around and spending a few days on figuring out what's going to go where. It's 1st of September tomorrow, so we're obviously into autumn, and it's coming to bulb time. And the reason why I mention that is that has kind of emphasised the fact that I think I can keep the table there. It's a very heavy table, really solid wood, so it's not going to rot outside anytime soon. It is treated as well, but putting the extra piece of AstroTurf on the top there, just that was left over from doing a section for my daughter, which I've not finished yet, but I put a bit of AstroTurf there for a house. I need to finish and put it in properly because obviously it's not fastened down yet, but it's there. Had a piece of excess which I've used on top of there, and it just made me realise that I can really utilise that bench outside for putting my bulbs up, for putting plants on there that I'm growing on. Like I've got the Achillea on there, I've got some candelabra primulas, got a couple of heleniums on there that's growing on. I've got big geranium that I've dug up. That's going to be planted elsewhere. And then underneath I've got a load of foxgloves that I've grown on for next year. I've got what else have I got in there? Some sweet william growing, some lupins, and then I've got my salvia cuttings at the back all growing underneath, which is what I took all cuttings from earlier in the year, and I thought actually it's pretty good. It's a good thing, and because the bench is on this, because this is a hill, this is like a slant. Because the bench is on a bit of a slant there, the water just runs off, so they're not all just standing in water either. So actually, it's worked out really, really well. And then obviously come spring next year, I'll rearrange this section here for growing my vegetables, and I'll relocate these troughs elsewhere, and probably put 3 vegetable troughs in a row there, all exactly the same, all this type here. So I've got one there that's got my lettuce in, I've got this one here, and then I've got another one identical what I use as a water feature, so I'll probably take all 3 of them, put all 3 side by side, and then I can grow my vegetables, all 3, lettuces, spring onions, and keep them all neat and tidy. And then obviously behind it I've got the little dwarf plum tree on the wall there, and then the wisteria on that wall there. I'm going to put something above it there just to cover up the old shed next door, just to give it a bit of a frame to grow up to. Maybe some nice trellis topper there, that'll work. But yeah, and then what else I'm doing here at the moment is with the pieces of wood there, I'm going to put a door on, so I'm just going to use these wooden battens just to create a frame around the door there, and then I'm going to put a bit of a stronger door on. Before we get into winter I'll do that. And what's in all these bags here, all these trugs and tubs and pots, that's all the compost that I had left over from my grow bags. And what I tend to use all that for is doing the bulbs, or filling up like containers like this one. And what's good about it is obviously it's all spent compost. Some of it's probably got a bit of nutrients, so a lot is spent. You can use up a lot of that material in the bottom of your pots, so you're not wasting loads and loads of brand new compost. And then what I do is towards the top of the pot, I'll top it up with some fresh compost, depending on what I'm putting in. But if you're putting in like tulip bulbs or daffodil bulbs, they don't need good compost. They're completely fine with old compost, so you don't need to worry too much about that. And it's a good use of all the old grow bags and things like that, because it doesn't get expensive to fill things. I mean, filling something like that size there costs a fortune. So yeah, use your old compost where you can, and that's what I use it for. But yeah, just to finish off, obviously, I think I'm really pleased with this. The stones are already down. I used the stone base originally when I put the big greenhouse that was here that covered the entire section. It's a really thick clay belt under there, really thick. The full garden used to be like that when I first moved in, many moons ago. But when I was digging down, I put behind the greenhouse, I put a jasmine, like an evergreen jasmine that I had spare. And when I dug down just to put the jasmine in, completely thick clay belt, very wet, even though we've had the driest summer going. So that base there is so thick, so solid clay. That's why I just never bothered trying to get it on to go put a patio down, flag it. I just didn't bother. And that was the main reason why I got the polytunnel in the first place, because it didn't have to be perfectly level for it to work for me. Whereas if you buy a greenhouse, you have to get the base all level, and the base has to sit flat for you to be able to put it all together. Otherwise you can't put the sheets in for the glass and things like that. Whereas you don't have that issue with a polytunnel like this one. So yeah, and obviously underneath the stones is some membrane which keeps the weeds out. But I'm happy with it. I am happy with it. It's done what I wanted. You know, I've got the footpath down here. I've still got a lot of space. I mean, it looks a lot smaller, but I've still got a lot of space in here. I mean, at the moment it's full of junk. But I've still got the back window I can open up to let some air in. I'm probably going to buy a couple of windows off Amazon and put some windows in. So like on here where I'd originally just cut it out just to let some air in, I'm probably just going to put a window in there, and I think I'll do the same here. Just get some proper windows from Amazon and put them in. But it's still here now. I think it's still, when I measured it, it's about 7 foot long. So it's just under 7 foot, like 6.5 foot wide. Doesn't look like it obviously on the camera, but it's that wide, and it's long, and then it's 10 foot wide. So you know, so it is 6 foot by 10 foot more or less, or 6.5 foot by 10 foot, which is more than enough. It's a lot of space, and I can easily get 2 grow bags along one side there. I can get a grow bag in the middle there. I can get 2 grow bags there. So that's still, you know, 4, 8, 12, 16 plants if I'm just using the sides, and even more if I want to use the middle. So it's more than big enough. And if I'd have bought a new greenhouse at, you know, 6 by 10 foot or whatever, it would have cost me at least 500 quid, if not more. So like I say, this will do the job. And I'm reusing stuff that I've already got, old stuff. And then obviously on this side, I don't think I showed this side properly. That's the water feature actually, which I'll probably think I'll downsize that into something smaller and use that for the vegetables. I might do. It's the only one that I've got that's still watertight. So the other ones all have holes in. The ones down there and stuff like that, they've all got holes in. So I might not do it. I might talk myself out of it, we'll see. But there's plenty. I've got plenty of containers kicking around. Over here is where I've got my fruit. So obviously, at the moment I've got some squashes growing in here and things, and some courgettes, and then the apples behind. But I want to make this corner here just tidier. And it was really messy come the end of the summer. A couple of weeks back, it was just a dumping ground. So I've still got some things growing now, like the celery and things. But I've got the raspberries in here. I've got blackberries in there. I've got tayberries on there, and I want to just get all the fruit growing around here, but neat and tidy, and then have a bit of space where if I want to put up like a TP to grow some courgettes up or grow some peas up, I can just do it here. Freestanding TP, grow some peas up in containers. So I need to spend a bit of time sorting all this out. I need to spend some time sorting strawberries out, figuring out what I'm going to do with them, because they're in the old wheelbarrow, and 2 years in a row now they've been absolutely fantastic. But they are outgrowing the wheelbarrow, and I do need to think about what I want to do for more space for a strawberry bed. And again, I might have a strawberry bed down the front, using one of the containers for that. But yeah, like I say, I just feel it's much better. I'm utilising the space. I can come up and down the side over winter, especially when the grass is all wet, and it just feels much better. So I'm pleased with it, but a lot of work to do, a lot of tidying to do, a lot more tip runs to do to get rid of all these like random tubs. But like I say, here's all my pots ready for my bulbs for spring. I've just been out to the garden centre this morning, pick up some more tulips, and tulip bulbs, hyacinth bulbs, some tete-a-tetes, being able to pick all them up from nursery, and yeah, and some horticultural grit. I'll have to pick up some of that as well. That's all in the car, but I need to get that. So no, I'm pleased with it, and like I say, as we're coming towards the end of the season, I'm looking forward to watching all my videos back, my video diaries back that I've done, to remind myself where I was at the very start this year in spring, all the way through to now. So as we get other side of Christmas and we start to plan ahead for spring next year, I can watch everything back and just see how it all did and what was where, and I'll try and improve my video quality as well for next year, see if I can do better with my videos, take more of them in landscape, focus a little bit more on certain plants, you know, so for example hydrangeas, and do a full section on my hydrangeas and how they've done, so I can look back at the video titled Hydrangeas. Do a little bit more of that, like cosmoses. Obviously I've got cosmos dotted all around. If I wanted to look back and see how my cosmoses did, where I had them all at, you know, my roses. So I think I'll work on my video techniques for next year to help me on my video diary. I did get a couple of people actually messaging me saying, why have I turned comments off on videos? I only ever did this with the intention of having a video diary for myself and for my family who don't live near me, to be able to go onto YouTube and watch what's happening in the garden, because when you're trying to send people videos of your garden over WhatsApp, you're constantly filling each other's storage. So I created a YouTube channel so they could basically just see what's happening without having to take up all the space on the phones. It's a good idea, like I say, anyone can do it. You don't have to do YouTube channels for likes or for subscribers or anything like that. I've literally just done it as a diary. So, but as part of the diary, I want to learn a few things, and I want to improve my video techniques, and I want to improve how I log everything. So yeah, that's all it's about for me, nothing else. I ain't got time to have a proper channel that people can kind of comment back and forwards on and have conversations with me and things. You know, I follow loads of people who have fantastic channels, and they put so much time and effort and dedication into it, so much knowledge. It's brilliant. I love them and I learn loads off them, but yeah, doing that sort of thing's not for me. This is literally just my diary. So, but yeah, that's where I'm at.